What future awaits us? This is something that if you are a parent, most likely you are thinking about it. Today, I encounter several issues that I think, in my opinion, is an indicator that our future is not good. I went to the store because I wanted to get some solar panels locally. I want to try my very best to help local businesses. I went looking for solar panels, I went looking for cables, and the two that I went, one, the prices was outrageous, that I literally was like, let me stop you. I will come back later on in a later time. You throwing prices that I think they are way too astronomical. For a solar panel, they wanted over $300, where in Amazon it was less than $150. I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but this is not right. Went to a second one. The solar panels were cheaper, and cheaper comparison to the other one. Still about $50. A little bit more expensive if I would have got it on Amazon. But I was like, you know what? $50 supporting your local stores and whatnot. Okay, I can bite the bullet. When I got to the price, because for some reason the person who was helping me didn't know the prices and went to somebody else, and the lady there is like, oh yeah, the solar panels are X amount, but I had to charge you shipping. Even the guy who was helping me was like, shipping, they're already here. Yeah, but we pay shipping, so we have to pass it on to you. And I looked at her and I said, so you want me to pay an extra $150 for two solar panels that it was going to be now over $500? I looked at her and I said, I'm sorry, man, but I most definitely can get this a lot cheaper in Amazon. I'm sorry, I cannot support your business. And I walk away. So the idea of having local businesses and, like, oh, we have to go and support them. We can't. We just can't. Because what they're doing is passing on the cost to us, but because we cannot afford their products, we're just gonna move to a online, aka Amazon, and buy there, because I am not able to pay all of that you're asking me to. So I'm sorry, but your future is gone. I mean, you have no future. I mean, consider the fact that I can buy online for half a price. I'm sorry to say this, but it don't matter how much you want to help a small mom and pop business. You just won't be able to. You won't be able to. So that business is going to go, well, out of business. So you're going to see more and more stores being closed. Simply enough because they just can't compete. And we, the consumers, cannot pay their prices. We have to go with the cheapest because we just have to. So where's the future here? Is everything going to be online? Scary, isn't it? So, August 20th was the date, yesterday. The caribou hunting was supposed to open here in Alaska for the 40-mile caribou hunt. The funny thing is that on the 19th, because you got to call the hotline, and I have it right here. We're going to call so you guys can see. The 40-mile caribou hotline, 907 area code 267-2310. You have to call before you head out, because this one is a particularly troublesome hunt. They can close it by emergency order, and believe it or not, there is no signal up there. Crazy, isn't it? Let's call that number so you guys can hear what they did. All right, let's call. 40-mile caribou
Thank
hunter.
you for calling the 40-mile caribou hotline. This message was updated on August 21st, 2025. Update on Zones 1 and 4. The State of Alaska 2025 to 2026 Fall 40-Mile Caribou Registration Hunt RC-860 in Zone 1. Accessible from the Stees Highway and Chena Hot Springs Road. And in Zone 4, White Mountains. Will not open as scheduled on August 20th, 2025. Caribou are abundant near the Stees Highway in Zones 1 and 4. And we expect the harvest quota to be exceeded in less than a day if opened as scheduled on August 20th. As a conservation measure, the RC-860 hunt in Zones 1 and 4 will only open if caribou numbers near the Stees Highway decrease enough to avoid overharvest of the herd. The State Fall 40-Mile Caribou Registration.
So, I listened to that yesterday, and it was updated since the 19th. Essentially, what they're telling you is, yeah, we're not going to let you hunt right now because there are too many animals in there, and yeah, we don't want you to kill the animals. So it's not going to open on the 20th, yesterday, like I was supposed to. They're not giving you a date when it's going to open, and you can listen. You can dial that number and listen to the message. So hunting for the purposes of feeding your family, it is heavily controlled by bureaucrats, by government, by, in our case, the people who say that because the animals are there, you cannot go hunting because you're going to overharvest. So you want me to go hunting when there's no animals. So if there's no animals, there is no point of me going hunting. Or am I crazy here? You see what I'm saying? So they are controlling your food supply. So even if you want to live off the grid, off the land, they are controlling you. What is the future? Truly, what is the future here? More control. However you want to look at it, is more control. People, it's the last topic that I want to talk. I made a post the other day because I think it was important for me to say that, because truth to be told, I get sick and tired of like the arguments and whatnot. And the post goes like this: when you seek an advisor, is to listen, to improve yourself, and to correct a possible issue, not to waste time or criticize the very advisor that you sought out. I want you to let that sink in. What is the point of you being here, okay, in the Frontier Private Channel, if you don't care about the advice that I'm giving you? I don't know what else to say. When we encounter over and over and over argumentative people, they come over here to argue every little single thing. You are the one who sought out that advice. You are the one who want to improve themselves. If you don't want to do that, it's all you want to do in your life is argue with everybody because that is your purpose. I am not here to deal with that. I will say that if that is you, you need professional help. And I know that there are some people out there who definitely find amusement or find entertainment in riling people up. I don't have the time. So I'm sorry to say this. Since I don't have the time, the patience, or really the care for it, most of the times when you start acting that way, I just block you. Because I really don't have time at all unless you want to really better yourself. Because you're the one coming here. When I go to other people's channels, when I ask a question, it's a legitimate question. I want to hear thoughts. And I want to improve myself when I seek help. How simple is that? I shared that with Mrs. D, and she's like, I don't understand what people do that. If you don't like something, just keep on moving. But they take their time to be as nasty as possible. And I think they do that because, like in the movie Purge, and I hate referring to movies to give you an example. But in the movie Purge, nobody did anything until they put mask on. Because they didn't know who it was, then they committed atrocities. The idea of, I don't know you, so I can say what or do whatever I want, is, guys, it's just not going to work in here. I literally read every single message. And as much as I love for the channel to grow to millions of people and reach millions of people, I love reading all the messages. And I love the fact that I have full control of the channel. And I can be like, book, block. I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't see the future moving forward, me tolerating that type of behavior. But nonetheless, the future, to be honest, I see it a little grim. I see it as a more control, as things become more AI driven. I see it more as tightening their grip on our neck. We cannot live the way we want to. The way that is natural, we can't live because we are not allowed to. You can argue all you want, but you know that this is true. You know that towns constantly are passing ordinance against you, against your lifestyle. They're not removing laws to make your life easier. No, they're adding more laws and more regulations and more ordinance in order to make your life harder. I see that even here in Alaska, the so known last frontier. What the future await us is, in my opinion, is control, more government overreach, more people arguing over and over and over about every little single detail. People don't trust anybody. And I have seen that in the comments. When I ask, I want to hear your thoughts, they are thinking that I am being dishonest. When I ask you for something, asking you your thoughts are legitimately me asking you your thoughts. I remember one time, and I no longer have Facebook. I removed all of that, even my personal one. But I remember one time I was trying to purchase something and I made an offer. And the lady flat out said, "No, I'm sorry, I cannot do that." And I said, "Well, I wish you the best." She said, "You cannot be mad at me because I refused your offer." My answer was like, I wish the best because I want you to get what you're looking for. I was not able to pay to give you that, but why would I wish you bad? That is not what I said. She was like, oh, people immediately go into the bad. Is that what we are nowadays in society? Always the bad? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But I think that our future and the future of our kids is not what I imagine. Anyway, guys, have a great one. Like I was, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in the pinned comment below. Consider joining our Frontier Prepper Squad or let an adder to your run. It really does make a difference. And always remember, those who prepare today will not struggle tomorrow.